Okay, pretty excited about getting this recording up. Tutorial, what am I talking about? Anyway, I'm doing a bronzy, smoky eye makeup tutorial, as you can see, and I'm just starting with a little bit of primer. First things first, I've moisturized, I'm putting the primer on, and then I'm gonna move on to the eyes and let that primer just really sink in. This is MAC Constructivist Paint Pot, which is just like a really nice, warm, bronzy color, and it works great if you're gonna do a brown, smoky eye, because you just put it down and it provides a great base. I am using the original Naked palette, and I'm going in with a MAC 217 brush, and the color that I'm going to use for the most part is Hustle. It's got sort of like a burgundy kind of undertone to it. It's shimmery but not super shimmery brown, and I'm putting that right over the Constructivist. On one side of the brush I've really loaded it up, and I'm going to lay it down, and then once the color is really down, it's like really stuck to that base, I'm going to buff it out. What I really like about a bronzy eye is it's so simple, but it can be really, really glamorous and sexy at the same time. So anyway, I've put the brown down, and now I'm going in with MAC Texture, which is kind of a warm, sort of like a burnt, kind of orangey color. And it goes great if you're using a darker brown on the lid, because it really helps to transition out of the brown and into your highlight color on your brow bone. So I pick that up, and as you can see, I just swirl it into the crease. So it looks a little weird right now because I don't have anything else on, but with enough buffing and once the rest of the makeup is on, it will all come together, just trust. So I've done a little more buffing, and then I'm taking this light color. This is called Virgin, which has got a little shimmer, but it's not like crazy pearlescent. It's just got a nice sheen to it, and it goes nicely on the brow bone, I think, with this color. So I'm taking a brown eyeliner, and I'm just putting this all along the top lash line, definitely tight lining on the top lash line, and then I'm smudging it along the bottom lash line about 2/3 of the way in. Use a soft brown pencil for this because you are going to be buffing and blending it out. So the softer the pencil, usually the easier it is to do that. So I'm just kind of getting it down, and then I'm taking a small dense brush, and I'm picking up more of that Hustle color, and I'm getting it right into the lash line, because I don't want there to be that lash gap that you see, like the brown eyeshadow, and then you see a little gap between the lash line. I hate that. So I'm just kind of blending that all in. Okay, so now we're on to foundation. I'm using two different Arbonne colors. One is neutral beige and one is rosy beige, because I think if you're a makeup artist, you never just use one color out of the bottle. You always have to custom blend, because that's just what makeup artists do for the most part. You're really never going to be like straight one color. I don't know, we just do that. So I'm just buffing that, starting at the center of my face as always, and then I'm getting it all over. And you can see, like, once the foundation's down, you're like, okay, the eyes don't look so crazy. And once we finish it, I think it just comes together as you go. But starting with the eyes, you just have to trust that it will come together. Okay, so I'm moving on to concealer. This is MAC Pro Longwear concealer, and this is in the color NW15, which is pretty light for me. So it gives me a nice little highlight, and I do that kind of like upside down V thing that Kim Kardashian made famous, but I do kind of like a modest take on it, and it's not super light, and then I am going to go and buff it out. But I also put it down the bridge of my nose, between my brows, kind of like down the center of my face, and also the Cupid's bow, because that really does help to plump up your lips. And I need a little more plumping. My lips are getting thinner as I get older. It's so sad. And until I do some injectables, it's going to be about the makeup. So anyway, I'm taking my foundation brush and I'm blending that out. So if you like to keep a really light highlight, don't use your foundation brush to blend it out, because you're going to lessen the highlighting. But I use the foundation brush because I want it to look really blended and not crazy contoured and highlight, because that's just not my personal style. I think it looks great on some people, but not so much myself. Okay, going in with my Dior brow pencil. This is my new favorite product. It is such a great brow product. I thought I would never find anything better than the MAC ones that I was using. I know the Anastasia ones are very good too, but I am voting for the Dior brow pencil. It's a universal color, it's a very hard formula, and it really stays in place. Then I take a little bit of, this is MAC oh gosh, now the name escapes me, but I'm going to go over with this kind of gray brown eyeshadow just to set it, which you probably don't even need to do, but I think that it kind of just softens it and makes it look really natural. So if you're like me, that you like to put a good brow on, but you want it to look kind of natural, I think this is a great way to go. I want to call it cement, but it's not cement, the eyeshadow color. Anyway, I'm taking this NYC Face Powder, and it's got these different colors, so I kind of use the lighter ones under my eyes where I'm highlighting and I want to set the concealer, and then I'll kind of swirl the rest of the colors together on my face. But I do like that you can kind of stick the little bit of your brush on the color that you like, so you could even use it as probably a little bronzer if you could get your brush there, a little contouring, or swirl it together. Okay, moving on to blush. This is MAC Fleur Power, and I'm making my dumb blush face, but it does help let the apples of your cheeks pop out if that's where you want to place your blush rather. So I just do that so I can see where the apples are, and then I just kind of buff that very, very lightly because I want my cheeks to be flushed but not too much. And then I'm going in with a little bit of highlighter. This is MAC Soft and Gentle. This is a mineralized skin finish, which I think is a really nice soft highlighter. As you can see, I've just gotten kind of the little areas that I want to bring forward, and then I go back with the blush brush just to blend everything in, and I take a little bit of that highlighter also on the inner corner, down the bridge of the nose, all the places where I highlighted with the concealer. So it's soft, it's like a little bit of highlighting, but not over the top crazy. Okay, this is one shade darker than my skin tone, and I'm just taking this color. It's called Naked, by the way, and I'm buffing that into the crease because I really want everything to be like whoosh, like really just like diffused. Okay, the color that I had just pointed to is the color, oh goodness, Half Baked. It's just like a shimmery gold, and I'm buffing that on the lower lash line, so it just makes it look a little softer, so you don't have that like really stark brown underneath, especially if you're fair. I think doing something softer underneath is a nice way to soften it, but keep it intense at the same time. Okay, we're moving into lips. I'm lining my entire lip with MAC Strip Down. Any kind of nude color I think will work well with this look because I'm kind of playing up the eyes and playing down the mouth, but I still want my lips to be very fair, and I don't want them to be, you know, I want them to look bigger, I want them to look done, but I'm keeping the colors more toned down. So I'm going to use this Strip Down pencil, and I'm going to really fill in the lips so they're nice and big, and then I'm going to use MAC Kinda Sexy lipstick, which is a nice matte color. I'm just putting that all over the lips. Pretty self-explanatory, but a couple of layers, and it's a matte color, so it really stays on really, really nicely. So now I'm moving into lashes. So I'm using, these are the 747 that Red Cherry make, which are, you know, really inexpensive and glamorous. And what I do is I put a little bit of mascara down first, and that just gives my natural lashes a little more stiffness. So then when I plop the lashes right along my lash line, right on the lashes, it helps them to kind of have a little more support. And I'm just using my tweezers to get them into place. And as you can see, that's pretty much it. There you go. I hope you guys like it. Let me know. Thanks for watching.